never gonna die!
Okay. Alright, motherfuckers. Halo Infinite Spring Update 2025. This is a cool picture. Spring update for Halo Infinite is on its way. When Operation Frontlines kicks off the spring update at the start of February, you'll be getting your hands on a new weapon, a new take on an old favorite, an overhauled and expanded premium operation pass with 4 unique sets of armor to acquire, the return of the fan favorite assault mode, balance updates, and much more. New update format. At the end of last year, we released the winter update from November 2024 through January 2025, which included Operation Great Journey, Operation Snowbound, and Operation Brute Force. The 2025 spring update for Halo Infinite has the same format. 3 new operations, starting with Operation Frontlines on February 4th. Okay, so that's all the shit that we just saw. Operation Frontlines, Operation Blue Team, and Operation Forerunner. Then looking even further ahead, once Operation Forerunner wraps up, we'll have the next seasonal release with the Halo Infinite Summer Update and 3 new operations. We'll have more details to share on what that entails at a later date. Yeah, obviously the Fuel Rod Spanker, we saw this. Definitely a little interesting. Because also, I'm pretty sure it's been rumored for a long time that they were just going to add the regular Fuel Rod. Like, I'm pretty sure that shit was data mined, like, forever ago, right? So it feels interesting that instead of just doing the Fuel Rod, they did like a variant of the rocket launcher that just shot fuel rods. I think that's kind of interesting. Cause yeah, word to what Kenny said, I don't know. I wonder if it was just like easier for them to do this instead of add a whole new thing, or there was some reason they couldn't, or maybe they just thought this would be more interesting. I don't know. It just seems like an interesting choice. What does the strafe inertia mean for late jumping? That's a good question. I wonder if the blog post will say anything about that. Operation passes, premium pass. Okay, assault. The assault mode, a fan favorite since Halo 2, is en route to Halo Infinite. Multiple variants, neutral bomb and one bomb. Bombastic action will be available in both 4v4 and squad battles 8v8 modes. You've been jonesing for some one bomb on high ground or Cassini Bay. The wait ends today. Interesting sandbox updates. So yeah, tweaks to the Heatwave, the Stalker Rifle, the Disruptor, which obviously a lot of these kind of don't really matter. The Stalker one's kind of the only one that's important for competitive implications because that's the only one that really gets any use with the GAs. So as far as matchmaking, obviously, like, not everybody cares about the GAs in matchmaking, so it's probably going to be easier to deal with in matchmaking, the Heatwave and the Disruptor and all that shit, the Bulldog. The Shock Rifle is probably going to have some pretty big competitive implications as well, because I'm pretty sure they said they made the no-scoping more difficult, because the no-scoping, or firing from the hip, rather, has kind of been pretty free. Shock Rifle has demonstrated greater effectiveness at longer ranges than anticipated when used in the hipfire. Encourage zooming in for long-range engagements. The range at which aim magnetism kicks in will be brought in a bit. So they reduce the red reticle range, essentially. A little too easy at high skill levels. Auto-aim angles have been adjusted to make each shot more skillful when firing from the hip. That's cool. Also changes to the AR. Still GA'd. This was the big one right here. I was actually a big fan of this change in concept. Obviously, we have to see how it works first. But this feels very much more, and obviously once we get to the strafe inertia thing, that also feels much more like classic Halo as far as the gameplay loop. But frag grenade physics, so the bounciness of frag grenades has been increased, allowing players to make creative, skillful plays. This will bring in the bounce physics a little more in line with previous titles, while also reducing instances of grenades feeling stuck to the ground or not having successful bounces. One of my biggest complaints throughout the entirety of this game is how the nades work. They always get stuck in the ground, they bounce wrong on the geometry, they'll bounce back at you when they should ricochet and bounce forward. Like, they have just never made sense. Plus, they are nowhere near as bouncy as they've been. They've been much more, like, magnetic or rolly in this game, if that makes sense. And it's like, I don't know. Literally... Side note, literally one of the greatest plays I've ever made, just didn't have the cameras on, but literally one of the greatest plays I've ever made in my career, whatever, was, and we still reference this all the time, but at one of the tournaments that Cole and I played in, I was dead, like fucked in a 1v2, like trapped in a corner, and I made like a shit on play where I killed both of them by literally just throwing grenades at my feet and bouncing them off the ground. And because of the physics in Halo 5 and how the nades bounced, I was able to make that. But like in Infinite, if I try to make that play, both those grenades are sticking in the ground and I'm killing myself. You know what I'm saying? So just the point of this change, as well as the grenade cast time thing, which we'll get to, as well as the strafe inertia thing, all of these are just like, as well as the skill jump thing, all of these are just like more skill and mechanical skill expression oriented, which is good. There's somewhat of an effort, or there was at least when this game first came out, to do like a sort of participation trophy. Everybody's good at the game. The skill gap comes from the things you pick up on the map rather than how good at the game you actually are. So like in a certain way, that's kind of been a large part of the way Halo's always been. Like Halo's always been about positioning and power weapon control and stuff, right? But to a certain point, the skill gap only came in the beginning of the game. The skill gap only came from who had a mangler and who had, all the shit, who had the sword, especially like shit like that. Who had the shock nades. And so I just think kind of going back to I know I hate to relate this to H5 because H5 is kind of like a hot button thing, like people either love it or hate it. Um, but like I think getting back to more of that like individual skill expression, rewarding the players that are mechanically gifted, I think that's more so what Halo should be. Although it was good for SETI. I'm doing great, man. I hope you're doing well also. 2025 looking to be pretty good. Yes, sirski. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. I hope you had a good New Year, good holidays, everything. Oh, 1000% Versetti. People absolutely need to chill. But okay, moving swiftly forward. Halo Infinite's grenade cast time, aka the time it takes for the player to throw a grenade to reset, was the fastest in the franchise by a pretty large margin. For example, here are some average rates, grenades per second, from previous games. Halo 1, 1.07, Halo 2, 1.13, Halo 3, 1.07, Reach. Okay, so it's getting faster and Jesus! It's been getting faster and faster over the years. While grenades are a key element of Halo gameplay, yes, they absolutely are. We felt that the ability to throw multiple grenades at such a rapid rate, or throw a grenade and then shoot quickly after, was having a negative effect on the core combat loop. Agreed. The nade spam in this game for the longest time has been egregious because one of the nade mechanics, and also two, like we were talking about earlier, just kind of the sandbox and the way everything was. Like you spawn with 2 frag grenades, there's usually a perch or a weapon pad with 2 plasma nades like on either side of your base. Especially if we're talking about a map like Aqua, there's also shock nades on the map. So like there's spike nades and shit. There's just shit everywhere. And so it gets to the point where like people can run around and just spam nades. Just spam that shit. And so updated, okay, so Halo Infinite has gone from a 0.79 to a 0.92, which would put it about 4th. So it's faster than Infinite was before and faster than Halo 4, still slightly, or slower rather, still slightly faster than Reach. Movement! Strafe acceleration. It's happening. They literally know how bad we want this shit. Strafe acceleration values are being updated to improve the feel of gameplay engagements across the board. This adjustment, will help address community feedback on topics such as jiggle peeking behind cover and reduce instances of opponents changing directions at seemingly unnatural speeds when strafing. Yes, please, thank you. The adjustment to these strafe scalars should bring the overall feel of Halo Infinite's combat even more in line with previous Halo titles. So, moral of the story, with a lot of these updates, is that we are kind of reverting to standard or classic like Halo gameplay, if that makes sense. And so with the jiggle peeking and the nade physics and the shooting and just the everything, it should feel a little bit more in line with what we're used to. Okay, ranked updates. I'll show us good Ponchos. New Ponchos dropped today on the main channel or on the Yeah, much love, Versetti. I'll watch it on stream if it's on your main. But okay, ranked updates. Ranked map and ranked map refresh. New map has arrived in ranked. Origin, obviously the Coliseum remake that we've been hearing about for a few months. Fan favorite returns as Origin, a remake of Coliseum from Halo 5 Guardians. Makes its way into Halo Infinite's ranked playlist. Remade in Forge, you'll get to see the map with Halo Infinite's Forerunner aesthetics. Origin will be playable in Ranked Arena, Ranked Slayer, and Ranked Doubles when Operation Frontlines drops. It will also appear in regular matchmaking playlists as well. Thank God. Not main? Okay, well then I will not watch it on stream. Heard. New mode, Ranked Assault. Obviously we've got Bomb now. Ranked Arena will feature Assault and Neutral Bomb on both Aqua and Fortress. Score to win is 3. Thankfully it is not 5. Thank Christ. Ranked Squad Battle. I know the big team kids are going to love this one. Get the squad ready. It's going to get sweaty. 8v8 Bandit Evo starts and a variety of modes to compete on, including Assault. Cool. Ooh, ranked map updates. Okay, so they didn't talk about this on the show at all, but this is all going to be new stuff. With the new ranked season incoming, it's time again for a sandbox refresh to our ranked maps. Below you will find the changes that we've made to sandbox items and their locations on ranked arena maps. Aqua. Camo replacing OS top middle. That's kind of weird. Threat Seeker replaced the plasma grenades. So that's okay. Hydro. I'm pretty sure that's where the shock nades used to spawn. That's like Card 2. I'm pretty sure. So now instead of OS and plasma nades, you've got camo top middle and a threat seeker to counter that, which is interesting. But having camo, I don't know. I feel like you might have camo pink 1. No. Having it top middle feels like super exposed. Camo's already dog piss in this game. And now you put it top middle in the open, and also there's a threat seeker to counter it. It's like, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. I'll have to see how that plays. Empyrean, assault rifle and commando rifle swap locations. Plasma pistol move to alley, repulsor move to terminal, overshield move to underpass. This is all well and good. However, Empyrean's literally not even in the rotation anymore. So, cool changes. However, it's not really going to matter because it's not in the rotation anymore. Yeah, and I would argue it's probably for a lot of the things that I just said, Cole, because I don't know, that seems a little weird to have it top middle, especially like, brother, when it is 47-47 on Aqua TS, and we're talking about Optic versus SSG, like, my brother in Christ, nobody's gonna go get that camo and make a play with it. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I get it that, like, oh, well then, like, yeah, the teams have to fight for control, and, like, only the team with control is able to get it. But, like, in an endgame situation like that, would you not want somebody to go grab that camo and make a play with it? Like, from a spectator's perspective, would we not want to see, like, the playmaking thing be utilized for playmaking? Especially in a clutch situation? But I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays first. That's just my initial take on the whole shit. Forbidden, I actually don't know if Forbidden is still a part of the rotation or not. Welcome back, Noisy Boy. I don't remember looking at the map thing. I don't think Forbidden is a part of the map pool, but I could be wrong. Battle rifles to the front of the bases. Thrust replaced Threat Seeker at Big Door, so that's interesting. There's a thrust on that map. Battle rifle added to Turbine and Live Fire. Excuse me. Turbine, is that Big Door? What are they calling Turbine? Shock rifle has been placed on a power weapon pad to align with the properties of Solitude. So the shock rifle's not on the wall weapon pad anymore. It's on like a power weapon pad, like on the ground. I wonder if it's still on the bat ledge. Solitude commando rifle replaced Bandit at bottom mid. Added a battle rifle to blue ramp. So similar to Halo 5. Streets, Bulldog replaced with a sidekick at Commercial District, which the callout has always just been shoddy, so that's interesting. Additionally, to keep the experience fresh and address points of feedback we've received from ranked players, we are adding some new geometry to a few of the maps. Specifically, we've added new jumps to some of our core maps and ranked to improve map flow and create new routes for players. These new jump routes will only be available on the ranked versions of Aquarius, Forbidden, Recharge, and Streets. So Forbidden is still part of the ranked map set, but maybe just not the HCS map pool. I'll have to check on that. But yes, skill jumps. This is a huge thing. Obviously, just based on what we saw, they only showed like 5 or 6 different examples, like little boxes and things that you can jump off, like little skill jumps in the game. Doesn't seem like a massive change. However, all in all, like I was saying before, that's a good thing, I feel like, because, like we were talking about, more skill expression, more mechanical ability, I think that is only a good thing. And so I like this change. I'd like to see, I wonder when the update's going to go live. I think Tuesday, right? So we'll be able to go check it out and like look at all the jumps whenever this shit actually comes out. But these are good changes. I think there needs to be more of this. This is good stuff. Me too, Noisy Boy. It definitely does feel good to be excited about some Halo stuff. You are correct. Matchmaking rank reset. It is that time again. All ranks playlists will have ranks resetting with the release of Operation Frontlines. New playlists, new map, new modes, new sandbox balances, map pool changes, and more. There are a lot of changes coming to ranked, and there's no better time to start fresh and jump in. We will see you out there. Good luck, Spartans. So we've also got a rank reset coming on Tuesday. Forge updates. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, all in all, if I can give my final thoughts here. Very impressed with this update. For what is year 4 now of Halo Infinite that we are going into, and what, I don't know, we would all probably consider the game to be on life support at this time, and at any other point in any other Halo game at this point, we have deserted and gone for the next one. At this point in Halo 5, we had abandoned Halo 5 and we were doing grassroots events. You know what I'm saying? Better see you get Onyx and squad battle. Shit, I'm down. I'll do it. I gotta get max rank on Infinite at some point in the next year. Or year 2, I guess. However long I have before the next shit comes out. But yeah, good updates, good stuff. Basically what I was saying, I'm excited that there's actually like some effort and like we're trying to do cool stuff as instead of just throwing in the towel. We've got a whole ass year of tournaments. Like we have the fact that we had as many tournaments as we did. Admittedly, we're doing 3 Texas events again. But the fact that we have a full competitive season with 6 events, 4 majors, a world championship, and also an invitational event. We knew that we were going to lose 2 partnered teams, but we also gained a surprise partnered team and also like an extremely like well-known and popular organization in TSM. Yo, what's up, Crisps? Haven't looked at Halo in 2 years. Heard this is supposed to be good. What's all new? Yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good changes. There's new content as far as like maps and content and stuff. There's a lot of good competitive changes that people are really excited about. There's been a couple things that people have been kind of upset about mechanic-wise in the game for like 2 or 3 years that they're finally fixing. Essentially, they're adding some new stuff and they're kind of reverting the experience to be similar to like old Halo games. Not similar to old Halo games, but more in line with like the traditional Halo experience, I guess. So there's nothing like super incredibly world-shattering exciting happening, Crisps. Like there's no new game or anything. This is just a good update with good content and good changes. That's all. And expectations were exceptionally low because everybody just kind of assumed we'd be throwing in the towel with Infinite this year, and it would just be another one of those kind of like hunker down and wait for the next game type of years. And it looks like we've actually got some fun stuff to do. So I think everybody is very pleasantly excited. Pleasantly surprised and excited, I should say. I know, right? I know, right, Cole? Um, but yeah, Cole, I don't know if you missed the roadmap part, but there's 3 Texas events again this year. But also, okay, Noisy Boy, you asked about the DreamHack thing. So Cole, there is a DreamHack event. There's a DreamHack Dallas this year that should have CS, COD, Halo, and presumably fighting games and shit. Um, yeah, the roadmap goes Texas, 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 Salt Lake, Seattle. So par for the course. However, that DreamHack event should be super sick because that's gonna be the first time in fucking I don't know a decade plus that COD and Halo are gonna be in the same venue because the COD major is also gonna be there. I don't know. We gotta try to go to that shit. We gotta pull up to at least one of the Texas events, seeing as though all the motherfuckers is in Texas. So that's another thing, Chad. For those of you unaware, myself, Cole, Justin, a few of our other homies are all living in Texas. So admittedly, like having 3 Texas events is like not super cool. Like we'd love for a little more variation. It would have been cool to see like a Raleigh or Charlotte. It would have been cool to see like an Orlando. It would have been cool to see like something more West Coast. But selfishly, since I'm in Texas, it's very easy for me to go to all these events. So, bro, this year, no bullshit, chat. Listen to this. There are 3 Halo events in Texas. There are 2 Call of Duty events in Texas. There are 2 Counter-Strike events in Texas. I am going to esports events in 2025. Texas is a good place to be for esports and internet and food. This is all correct. But I'm very sorry. Late answer to your question, Noisy Boy. You asked me, have I ever been to a DreamHack event before? I'm trying to decide between the Optic Arlington event and DreamHack. If I can give you an honest 1000% answer, you should go, 100% you should go to the DreamHack event over the Optic Arlington event. No shade to Optic. However, that Optic event is going to be in the Optic Esports Stadium, which is a cool place. However, it's a small venue. There's only going to be Halo there. It's not a great setup for open events. There's a good main stage setup, but as far as the rest of the stuff goes, as far as food, free play opportunities, community stage stuff, co-streaming stuff, vendor booths, like there's just not a lot of space and or infrastructure as far as the Optic Stadium goes. So that's going to be a cool event. If you want to go and sit in the crowd and watch Halo, that event will be fun. You'll just be waiting around for shit. Yeah, DreamHack, word to what Cole is saying, DreamHack has 1.5 million things to do. No, DreamHack does DreamHack. DreamHack is the tournament organizer. You're good, Versetti. DreamHack is a tournament slash like con organizer. So DreamHack essentially happens. There's DreamHack events, several DreamHack events all over the country every year, all over the world every year, and they are essentially a convention and also a tournament and also like a rave thing. They have an open floor, which is they have like you can bring your own computer and they have LAN stuff and you can stream and they will have vendor booths with merchandise and people like on top of like the normal like shirts and hoodies and whatever else, they have all types of vendors with like different kinds of artwork and collectibles and random I don't know just all types of cool ass things from all across pop culture, not just gaming. But then also the esports side of it, they host all kinds of tournaments. So for instance, at this DreamHack event, there will probably be a Halo major, there will be a Call of Duty major. So like literally one of their 5 major tournaments of the year. Like there will be Counter-Strike at every DreamHack event I've ever been to. There's always been Counter-Strike. There's been female Counter-Strike tournaments, and there's also been the regular Counter-Strike tournaments. There's been fighting game stuff. There's been community stages, like panels and stuff. There was like whenever me and Nick went to DreamHack Dallas last year, they had like this big king of the mountain, king of the hill type stage where you could 1v1 like fighting game pros. So they had, I think it was like a Hungry Box. There was a day where like Hungry Box came and there was like a line of you could go 1v1 him and like try to. So there's like just all manner of, and on top of that they have like concerts and shit. It's like a whole ass like gaming nerd festival type thing. So if I didn't show my hand too much just now, I would say DreamHack over the Optic Arlington event. And that's no shade to Optic or their event. Just DreamHack has so much more stuff. Yeah, they really hook it up. We have been to DreamHack several times over the past few years, and it's almost always been fun. We saw Jeff Goldblum there. We went to DreamHack Dallas in 2019, and Jeff Goldblum was filming like an esports episode of his Disney Plus show at DreamHack Dallas. We looked out the window, and there was a whole ass camera crew and Jeff Goldblum. We were like, what the fuck? And then a couple months later, we look and see, and there's like an esports gaming episode of his Disney Plus show. But yeah, DreamHack is sick as fuck. It's gonna be really cool. But where to what we were talking about a minute ago. In the next few months, there's that Kson event in Texas. That's a Halo event. There is a Call of Duty event that's in Texas. I think it's an Optic major. There is an Optic Halo major. So there's 2 Optic majors for COD and for Halo within, I think, a month or 2 of each other. There is DreamHack Dallas, which will have, like I said, Halo, COD, and CS and stuff. And then there is IEM Dallas, the Counter-Strike event, in, I think, May. And then there is the Austin Major for Counter-Strike, which is like their world championship, like big event of the year, in like June. So that's all in the first 6 months of this year. And all in Texas. Holy piss. Yeah, DreamHack, I'm not gonna lie, DreamHack is probably gonna be the one. Okay, so specifically for Halo, the setup at DreamHack is probably not gonna be that great. Typically, the Halo setup at DreamHack has been kind of lackluster because DreamHack is not a Halo event. DreamHack is a big DreamHack event. So typically, Halo kind of gets a little stage off to the side, which is still cool. But I would just say it's cooler for the event as a whole. If you wanted to go and like just watch a cool Halo event and sit in the crowd and like all that shit, like maybe the Optic Arlington event. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Good stuff, man. I am very happy with how everything turned out today. Let me pull up now here we go. Roadmap. So this is what we're looking like for the year, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and retweet this shit. So this is excluding the Kson event, which I believe precedes this. So there will be a Kson FaZe hosted invitational, which I'm not sure the exact dates, but that takes place before this. And then you can see Split 1 right here. We start with the Arlington Optic Major. Season starts on March 1st, and then the major itself will be on April 18th through the 20th. So let me see. I'm guessing the Kson event would have to be early March or end of February. There's not really any other time it could be. So yeah, that Kson event is probably going to be happening pretty soon. But then got DreamHack Dallas right here, which the qualifier season or split starts on April 26th, just 6 days after the Optic Major. and that major will be May 23rd through 25th. Then we have a little bit of a break for summer, excuse me. Actually not much, now that I think about it. I thought that said July, but there's really not much. It's actually about a week and a half. Mr. Logan, thank you for the follow. Split 2 right here. Season starts on June 7th for qualifiers, and we have the Salt Lake Major hosted by SSG, August 1st through 3rd, which I believe is at the same venue that it was last year, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm also not positive on that. And then wrapping things up, we have a FaZe Major, which road to be announced. So qualifier season starts on August 16th. Major qualifier is on September 6th, which means that based on the pattern from the rest of these, the major itself will probably be around the last week of September, first week of October, which would give us this FaZe event wherever it is going to be, presumably Atlanta, Orlando, somewhere West Coast, maybe in LA, maybe a San Diego, something like that. And then presumably we would have 3 weeks or so until the World Championship in Seattle. Yeah. Dope as fuck. Any information? Oh! Okay, so here's the TSM announcement as well. Okay, so TSM grabbed the Pure team. Holy shit. TSM announcement. Lock in.
Here goes nothing!
On the ring.
Such beauty.
Also didn't expect to run 2 people in elevator. Left the break.
Kilimanjaro.
Oh my god! Are you a magician? Are you a magician or something, bro? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That clip's so gross.
Oh my god, dude!
Flying screen.
Oh no, he's got
Oh my fucking god! Tallwick beats Frosty. Drunk is here as well. The grenades. Oh! With the no-scope does!
Okay.
Game over.
Alright. Gas. Absolutely gas. So there is the TSM announcement. So TSM, the newest partnered team in the Halo Championship Series, came out of motherfucking nowhere as well, might I say. What's up, Genesis Rider? What's up, Yafeth? I hope I said that right. My fault. Would I want to play with you in a 3v3 SWAT tournament hosted by Nav Times? Potentially. I'd need some more information than that. Yeah, you never know. I'm always potentially down. But yeah. So TSM grabs the pure roster of Cherished, Druck, Soul Snipe, and Talik with Coach Trey. Now that is dope as fuck, and also completely out of nowhere, might I add, because TSM you would consider to be one of the bigger, like a tier 1 organization. And so incredible to see that not only they want to be a part of Halo, but also that they would be willing to enter Halo at such an interesting time, like year 4 of Halo Infinite. Like the period to see like a tier 1 partnered organization enter the space when you would expect to see most teams pull out is just incredibly interesting. And so I wonder if similar to before Infinite came out, if you guys remember, like a year or two before Infinite came out, there was that blog post on HCS about how HCS had been meeting with all the potential partner teams like years before Infinite came out to sort of pitch Halo esports and like the format and everything, and like try to get partner teams on board ahead of time. And so I wonder if TSM is like entering. Okay, well, obviously they're a partnered team, so that has to be the case. So it's not like TSM is just grabbing Halo team. Like they're fully entering the space. And so presumably they're going to get, obviously that's team skins, which is revenue and merchandise and booths and all that stuff. Shopify Rebels also the other newest partnered team. So shout out to Shopify, shout out to TSM as well. Love that. Who's on TSM? Do we know? Yeah, this is they grabbed the pure roster. Cherish, Druk, Soul Snipe, and Talik. And then obviously Soul Snipe and Last Shot essentially just kind of swap teams. Okay, so this is it. This is it right here. Halo HCS 4 Team LAN 50K Dallas, Texas, March 29th. First event of the year. FaZe, roster announcement soon, Optic Gaming, Space Station, Shopify. So this is just an invitational team between the top 4 teams. So I don't even know if there's going to be spectators. If there are, I'll probably try to go. But obviously, so, and then also this goofy ass graphic, bro. It's just a picture of fucking Trippy with his face blacked out. I wonder who the new FaZe team's going to be. Jesus. Okay, let me retweet this also. Oh, that's funny. And then also, this is, okay, HCS 2025 official map pool. It's going to be a banger year for Halo. New game at the end of the year, and they wrap it up like a bow for us. Yo, imagine. See, that would make this an actual godlike year of Halo. No bullshit. Yafeth, I believe the team is Trippy, Penguin, Falcated, and Suppressed. Or at least that's what their roster that they were looking for a team with was. So, like, I don't know. Boo Boo has been on FaZe before, so maybe, like, if FaZe has some, like, potential, like, they've already, like, kind of developed their relationship with Boo Boo, like, maybe then they'll be like, nah, we want to build the team around this, or, like, whatever. So, like, I guess that could potentially happen. But the team that we heard about, that Trippy tweeted about, that they were looking for an organization was Trippy, Penguin, Falcated, and Suppressed. So we'll see. But yeah, I will say, what with this being, again, nobody, I feel like, had very high expectations for this year. Yeah, Sparty is on Complexity. He's on Complexity with Huss, Precision, and somebody. But yeah, I was just going to say, word to what we were saying a few minutes ago, I'm pretty sure expectations were pretty low for this year, just kind of given, like, the pattern of behavior with Halo. Like, year 4 of a game is usually, like, whenever shit dies off and we just kind of wait for the next one. And so I don't know, because we haven't heard anything. Oh, and Mental, thank you. They just swapped Breaking Shot for Mental. That's what I was forgetting. But the fact that we, instead of shit kind of tapering off and us just kind of throwing in the towel and whatever, we just kind of hunker down for like the next year, like the fact that we actually have good updates with a like decent like content and changes, there is like decent changes to the map pool and competitive stuff, there are new partnered teams and events. There's a full competitive season with 5 tournaments and a world championship, as well as, I mean, I don't know, just the fact that we've got stuff to do and stuff to be excited about is a very pleasant surprise. And ideally, we'd get a new Halo game or an announcement at the end of the year. Because we have not heard anything about a new Halo game yet, I mean, we have heard stuff, but the fact that we haven't gotten any sort of formal announcement or teaser trailer, or there hasn't been any sort of major leak, that would lead me to believe that there's probably not going to be a new game this year. Like, I don't think there's like a new Halo game coming out this November or something, because I feel like the marketing would have already started. I feel like if there was a new Halo game coming out this year, we would have already started hearing about it like last summer. You know what I'm saying? So that could be incorrect. Like, I know there's been a lot of talk about like, oh, maybe we get the Halo 1 remake at the end of this year, and then at the end of next year we get the next mainline Halo title. So like, I guess that could be potentially possible. But if I had to guess, I would think that the next Halo title, whatever the next Halo release is, whether it's the Halo 1 remake or an actual mainline Halo game, I think we're probably looking at a year and a half at least before that shit comes out. I think it'll probably be like late 2026. But yeah, prayers for these scrim sets, because we have, this is what, that's 6, that's 10, that's 13, 15, 17, 20 maps in a scrim. You remember in Halo 5 when that shit was 13? 13 maps, and also the games in Halo 5 were like 7 to 12 minutes on average. You could play a full set in 90 minutes. But this shit, brother, imagine playing back-to-backs, because, like, I don't know how, like, I don't know what the actual pattern is with Halo Pro teams. Like, I don't know if everybody just plays 1 set a day and gets off, or if it's more like everybody plays 2 to 3 sets a day type shit. But, bro, 1 set in this game gotta be like 2.5, 3 hours, bro. At least. 20 maps is unbelievable. But okay, looking at the Slayer pool, we got Aqua, Livefire, Origin, which is the Kali remake, Recharge, Solitude, and Streets. All good stuff. CTF, Aqua, Forbidden, Fortress, and Origin. So we still have Forbidden as part of the map pool, and notably no Argyle and no Hit. King of the Hill, we got Livefire, Recharge, and Solitude. All good stuff. Strongholds, Livefire, and Recharge. So also no Streets for... No Streets holds, which is interesting. I guess similar to Plaza holds, they felt it was a little too snowbally. And so Streets now only in Slayer and Oddball. And if we take a look at Oddball, we have Livefire, Recharge, and Streets. And then Neutral Bomb rounding us out, which I'm potentially okay with. And the maps that we play Neutral Bomb on are Aqua and Fortress. So Fortress is kind of like a smaller Sank feeling kind of map. So like both of these, if you think about this, this is a very like kind of safe bet as far as, I assume it's all been play tested as well, but this is a very safe bet as far as like classic Halo game types, because if you think back to like Halo 2, like think about the maps that pros played, Assault on. Even okay, scratch that. Think back to H2A, right? Just a few years ago, whenever like all the maps that pros played Neutral Bomb on were like Sanctuary and like Warlock, and then like Midship. There wasn't Midship in H2A, but Halo 2. And if you think about it, Aqua is a very like midship-esque, midship-adjacent map, and Fortress is very much the same for Sanctuary. It's kind of like a smaller Sanctuary feeling map. And so I think Neutral Bomb will probably work pretty well on those maps, because it'll probably play pretty true to what we already know on maps that we've played Neutral Bomb on before in the past. That's all I'm trying to say. That being said, I've never been a huge fan of Assault as a game type competitively in Halo. So I'm interested to see how that shit plays, especially in Infinite. Excuse me. Yeah, it's probably going to be miserable in Ranked. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. This is a good day of good Halo stuff, I have to say. I know I've said this a time or two already, but my expectations were not exceptionally low, but my expectations were just not very high at all. I was expecting kind of just like some, fuck it, here's this and that and whatever else. And like, we're going to have like, I don't know, maybe a couple events, but HCS 2025 roadmap. 2025 marks a historic year for competitive Halo in the HCS as we enter year 4 for Halo Infinite esports. What makes this year historic? This is the first time a single Halo title has had full esports support for 4 consecutive years. And the fact that it's Halo Infinite of all Halo games is kind of incredible to think about. It's important to note for 2 reasons. The first being that this absolutely would not be possible without all of your support for HCS and Halo Infinite. Thank you. And secondly, it means that we are in uncharted territory competitively speaking. The game is still ever-changing, with new maps and modes entering the arena, but as the scene progresses, we're seeing new talent rise to the top and brand new rosters forming. We are in store for what's sure to be one of the most exciting and epic seasons we've ever seen. Here's the roadmap. Again, Arlington Optic Major, DreamHack Dallas, Salt Lake City SSG Major, FaZe Major to be announced, and then World Championship in Seattle, with the Kson Invitational starting us all off. Open Series details. Kson Showdown. First things first, we've partnered with FaZe streamer and massive Halo fan Kson to host the Kson Showdown. This is a single-day invitational LAN event taking place on March 29th, which with a total prize pool of $50,000. There won't be a live audience, but you can, of course, watch the entire broadcast live on twitch.tv/Kson and twitch.tv/Halo, as well as the HCS YouTube channel. Okay, so 1-day event, 4-team invitational tournament for $50K, no live audience. So, I can say right now, we will be co-streaming this bitch. There you go. Note, this event does not appear on the official HCS 2025 roadmap, as it is an invite-only tournament with no HCS points awarded. Okay, kickoff major in Arlington, Texas with Optic. Esports Arlington Stadium on April 18th through 20th. Optic are poised to put together another great show and event for the whole community. Open bracket for anyone looking to compete. Side events with multiple games, including Halo Infinite, Halo 5, and more. Like every major, we'll also have a Halo Infinite FFA tournament. Main 44 boasting a $250K prize pool. Damn! We still got money in the year of our Lord 2025 for Halo. That shit crazy. HCS Open at DreamHack Dallas. Yes, sirski. Clay watch party. You know, Versetti. After the Arlington Major, we'll be staying close and joining forces for the HCS Open at DreamHack Dallas 2025 on May 23rd through 25th. While we'll have more details in the coming weeks and months, you can expect an open 4v4 tournament featuring pros and amateurs alike. So just a normal open event. HCS Major Salt Lake City 2025. Next up, our partners at Space Station Gaming are once again hosting the community in Utah for the HCS Major Salt Lake City 2025. SSG know how to throw a party, and we're excited to see the awesome event and show that they put on for everyone once again this year. As with every major, you can expect another $250K prize pool for the 4v4, and plenty of side tournaments for all players and fans to participate in. Be sure to join us on August 1st through 3rd at the Salt Palace Convention Center for what's sure to be a great tournament and great time, which also, the Salt Palace Convention Center, pretty sure that's the exact same venue that we were in last year for the Salt Lake City Major. Super cool. Great venue. Obviously, SSG does it great. And also, SSG, I mean, they literally say it like SSG know how to throw a party. They have, like, their events always have the, like, backyard cookout vibes. Like, I don't know. It's always so sick. They got party games and arcade shit, and they got cornhole, and they got, like, I don't know. SSG events are vibey as fuck. Shout out to SSG, man. HCS Major hosted by FaZe. In our final major of the season, we'll once again be joining forces with FaZe Clan for what will be the main Halo World Championship qualifier and most critical event of the year. We're still putting together the final details on this one, but keep your calendar clear in the early fall timeframe. We'll be working hard with FaZe to get the details out in the coming weeks and months. And then wrapping us up with the Halo World Championship 2025, finally on October 24th through 26th. Halo World Championship is once again coming home to Seattle, Washington. Halo World Championship will determine not only who gets the lion's share of the $1 million prize pool, but, more importantly, the title of best Halo team in the world. Once again, Halo WC is the home for all fans in the Halo community, not just HCS fans. You can expect the triumphant return of the community stage with special guests and dev panels galore, as well as fun, festival-like activities for everyone to enjoy. Also working on introducing some new elements to Halo WC, as well as working on layout design changes to spice things up compared to prior years. We hope to see you there. For year 4 of HCS, we decided to stay close to the tried and true format Halo's always had with open events, earn points, ultimately help them qualify for the World Championship. Good stuff. Shout out Esports Engine. All of our tournament dates, where to watch, maps and modes, partnered teams. Welcome TSM and Shopify. Okay. But alright, man. Truly, truly good stuff today. I'm very pleased with that. So a great show. But okay. On that note, we are going to go ahead and call it there. I'm going to hop off. But I appreciate everybody chilling today.